You join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head, number 609 for Wednesday. We've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Oh, topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming. In fact, we've got a backlog of topics because I've been on a short summer break. Haven't been here unless someone else has been putting up podcasts on my behalf. There's been no content here for a couple of weeks. A couple or 3 weeks, I'm not sure. I haven't kept count. I just set a date. I said, I'm off until the 22nd of August. And then I said I'm going to come back on the 22nd of August. And then I decided, I didn't decide anything further. It's not a very complicated process, planning time off. You just say, I'm going to be off from such a date to such a date, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back with all guns fuming at the seams. Guns blazing, I suppose. That's what they call it. Rather violent term, if you don't mind me saying so. There's more to life than automated machine violence or manual. Are guns manual or automated? I suppose they're mostly manual. You don't just leave a gun there and have a program saying, set this off at 5:15. Latitude. There's a cat in here. Annie, you're not supposed to be in here. Please leave. Annie, please leave. Please go over there and open the door and get yourself out. Have you been hiding? Don't hide in my sophisticated broadcast centre. This is the Into Your Head broadcast centre in Central Ireland, and Annie the cat is in here, making a mockery of my professionalism. The first day back, I don't have time to be petting cats while I'm speaking in here about other matters. Annie, there are other matters in this world besides cat flesh. You do realise that? There's all sorts of matter. There's soil, there's air. Is air matter? I suppose it is. It matters to me. Air matters to me, I can tell you. If it wasn't air here, I'd have to all go around with freaking tanks strapped to our backs, and then you'd never be able to sit down without having to undo all your straps and presumably put the tank down on your lap or on between your knees on the floor in front. That would be a huge issue in airplane travel. They'd say, you can put your luggage under your seat as long as it's not blocking anyone's way. So if you have an air tank that's blocking everyone's way, you're going to have to put it in the overhead bins, and then you're going to have a cord coming down that you can breathe through, and everyone's going to see and say, look, that fella's breathing from the emergency air thing overhead. It must be a problem with the air. Where is mine? It doesn't seem to have dropped as per the instructional advisory video played at the beginning of the flight, and then all sorts of havoc will break loose. That's why I'm glad there's air. And air matters. Air matters, Annie. Air matters. Stop licking yourself. Now you don't need to lick your back. It's black. Dirt doesn't show up in it. She's licking her white belly now. There's a good cat. Well, get the fuck out of my studio, or else the shit is going to hit the fan, or it'll hit this 12 centimetre. What you call it? Or is it 12 inch? I forget which. My 12 inch or 12 centimetre air. Pop filter in front of the microphone. That's the nearest thing I have to a fan in here, unless you count the window and the Venetian blinds in front of it. I suppose they could look like a ventilator of some sort and act as such when I open the window, which I don't do. You don't open the window when you're recording at 10 o'clock on the Sunday morning in a built-up area. You do not, because for one thing, people will think you're nuts, and for another thing, Annie will jump out at and I'll forget she's there, and then I'll close the window, and half an hour later she'll be scratching at the window trying to get in, and I'll say, Annie, why are you coming in? Use the cat flap provided downstairs at the front door, for Christ's sake. That's what it's provided for. Was provided originally when it was originally installed, it was envisaged that it would only be used by 2 cats. That's why it came with two magnetic keys, but no, there's no cat. We've lost lost all cat key systems here now. You can't have a cat flap with 8 keys on 8 cats, because they keep fucking losing them for a start. For another thing, these things only come with 2 keys, and for another thing, some of them don't know how to use them properly. Several of my cats can't even drive a frigging moped. Although why would they want? Why would a cat need to drive a fucking moped? That's why. Why? Oh, there's a show title there. Cats don't need mopeds. Well, I put a question mark after that and leave it open in case I discuss it further. I will not. Fuck that shit. We'll leave it. Well, anyway, suffice to say hello and welcome to the show.
You're listening to Into Your Head, hosted by Neal, Ireland's version of the Octomom. Except he's a dude and has cats.
Now, I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking he's off to quite a lackluster start, if you don't mind me saying so. No, I don't mind you saying so, not at all, as long as you put into context by adding that I haven't done this for about 3 weeks now, and therefore, I'm just warming up. Give me a fucking chance. Takes a while to get back on the saddle, unless it's a bicycle, of course, because you never learn how to. You never forget how to ride a bicycle, but if I say saddle, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bicycle. It might be a horse, and I presume we're horses. It's hard to get back on them. That's why you try not to fall off. If you notice during the Olympic Games, they had that thing, the quadathlon, or whatever it's called. They have a thing. The same athletes in one day do archery and horse riding and running and something else, shooting. You find a lot of them are crap at riding horses. They put a new horse in front of them on the day that they've never met before. Or maybe they have met the horse, but if they do, they should keep damn quiet about her, because that's an advantage over everyone else. But no, they get up and they get on the horse, and that's when you realise they've only spent a quarter of their last 4 years training to ride horses, because they've had to divide their time between horses and archery and gun shooting and other stuff. So they're not among the best horse riders in the world, to put it mildly. This is a bug in the Olympic system. You can be not among the best horse riders in the world, but still win an Olympic medal by going in the quadathlon. Everyone says, they're a bit crap, but they're doing 4 things at the same time, and they can't concentrate all their energies on one. And since the people they're competing with are in the same position, you don't have to be great to do the thing. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I was saying, I've no problem with you saying, I know what you're saying here. No, I've no problem with you saying that I haven't warmed up yet, as long as you put it into context and say, he's had a couple of weeks off and he's just getting back into it now. It'll take a show or two to get back onto full whack. If you're a new listener, this is my first podcast back in a number of weeks after a break, and it's probably not going to be the finest one ever, so go back and listen to the previous one, or the one before that, because the previous one is just me saying, hello, I'm taking a break now, I'll be back soon, and that's no, I should take that down, that's no longer relevant. I don't need a thing up on the feed saying, hello, I'm taking a break now, because I'm back from the break. You don't need it anymore. If there's a hole in the road, or an oil slick, you put up a sign saying, warning, oil slick, or warning, hole filled with oil. It looks like it's part of the tarmac and you mightn't see it, especially since it's covered in black ice. But once the ice melts and the oil gets cleaned up and the hole gets filled in by the county council, you take down the sign. So maybe I should take down the little recording that I put up saying, I'm on a break. But maybe I'll leave it up for historical context. If someone is going back through these shows, and they say, it comes out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, isn't that fantastic? But there seems to be a 2 or 3 week hole here. Well, he still be able to refer to that announcement for context. Although I found in promoting these things that no matter how many times you announce things, there's people who aren't going to understand or hear the announcement. You'll say, hello, you can listen to this podcast at hintoyourhead.com. They'll still say, that's great. I look forward to hearing that. Where do I hear it? What's a podcast? Who are you? Why are we speaking? Is this am I on the internet? What radio station do you work for? I had someone asked me that the other day. He said, hello, are you still doing that podcast? I said, yes, indeed, I am doing that podcast. I've done over 600 episodes now. I said, that's great. And is it for Kildare local radio you're doing it? It fucking well is not, you fucking idiot, yeah. I didn't say that to him, to his face. I was more diplomatic than that. You don't have to go blowing up in people's faces just because they're not as well up on things as you are. There's no law against not knowing everything that you know, just because someone is either less intelligent or less well informed of what stuff that you're interested in than you, doesn't mean you have to pull out a gun and blow their brains out. In fact, you shouldn't. I'd recommend not blowing their brains out unless you're going to do it with air as a joke. Maybe blow into their ear and say, hello, I'm blowing your brains out. Have they come out yet? How will we tell? How will we know when your brains are blown out? Will there be any difference in what you say, or will it just seem the same all along? I don't know. Hopefully, if it's someone who has a sense of humour, they'll be fine with that. Just make damn sure to Christ as hell that they have a sense of humour first, and it's not a particularly sophisticated one. You don't want someone who's into Shakespearean comedies to do a trick on them like that. No, you tailor this sort of thing to your audience. I know it's rather strange thinking of a person who you're having a conversation with in a pub or wherever as your audience, but they are your audience. We all have audiences. You have audiences. When you email me at studio@intoyourhead.com, I'm your audience, unless of course it goes into my spam filter, which I don't think it does. I think my spam filter is working quite well, thank you very much indeed. So don't you worry your tiny little heads about that. And don't worry, that's not an insult. A tiny head is not an insult. There are many creatures that have tiny heads and achieve plenty. The birds, for example, birds have tiny heads and they can fly, although they get catched by my cats, which have bigger heads than them, but more importantly, claws. Their head doesn't cause them to catch the bird. The claws do. Clause, not the clause as in the frigging legal thing. No, that's been covered by Tim Allen in the Santa Claus film, apparently aimed at children. You don't put legal puns in the name of a film aimed at frigging children or at families going to the cinema at Christmas. You don't say, oh look, here's a clever little pun, the Santa Claus. Clause is a legal term. They might as well put it in Latin if you're going to pull shit like that, for Christ's sake. These are the same people who'll say, your children are off at Christmas, they should be going to see something educational. They should not. The whole idea of a break is to have a break from what you do, and if they're learning all day and they're on a break, they should be non-learning, doing not actively unlearning stuff. Have a fucking break from learning, for Christ's sake. Throw your kids a bone, whoever the child equivalent is. I've never had a child. I had a dog for a while once, but now we're an old cat household. Sometimes I throw the cat's bones. Make sure to monitor them so they don't frigging choke on them. I don't know, cats like bones. Not in the same way as dogs do, because dogs are fucking idiots. A dog will go and frigging bury a bone in the back garden just because he's seen a cartoon where some stereotypical dog goes burying bones in back gardens. But no, cats just see the bones for what they are. They're fucking food. That's what they are. Anyway, hello.
Do you ever shop at Amazon.com or Amazon UK? Get there through Neal's special Amazon links, and Into Your Head gets a generous cut. Every time. Just visit intoyourhead.com/offers every time you're about to buy anything on Amazon and follow the special Amazon links to start shopping.
Monkey nuts, that's what they called them. They called them big, steaming, dolloping piles of monkey nuts. Not only that, they also called them, is it peanuts? I think it's peanuts. They called them peanuts. Of course, you're not allowed to call them peanuts anymore, because if you call stuff peanuts in this world, some parent comes out at you and they'll say, you're trying to kill my children. My children are allergic to peanuts. If they so much as get a whiff of a peanut, they'll basically, something will happen to them. I don't know what happens. They become immune to gravity and they flow straight up into space. Of course, back in the old days, if that happened, people thought you were basically one of the 4,400, or that you were being ascended into heaven. It was considered a good thing in those days. But no, nowadays we understand more about science, and if you see someone ascending straight up into the heavens, there's something seriously wrong. They've become immune to gravity, or something has happened to their waist. They've got bulimia or something, and they've become too light and they're floating up into space. That's an interesting concept. Now let me just add that to the show notes. In his first episode back after the summer breaks, Neal discusses a gaping flaw in the Olympic equestrian games, cat's attitude to bones. Let's see, we'll put it in here. Neal discusses the dangers of becoming too light. Let's see, that's fantastic. That's another topic added to the topic bucket there. Well, I don't think of it as a bucket, although obviously I do, since the word bucket just came out of my mouth without me hardly even thinking about it. So clearly, subconsciously, I do think of it as a topic bucket. I have to add that to the topics now. Neal discusses the dangers of becoming too light. Subconscious. The subconscious topic bucket. The subconscious. Spell check that. That's how you spell it. That's interesting. The subconscious topic bucket. Now that's interesting, because people are always going on about their bucket list, things that they want to do before they kick the bucket. I might decide that my bucket is subconscious. Do you have a subconscious bucket list? Maybe you do, because I have a subconscious topic bucket apparently, so I'm sure it's quite possible to have a subconscious bucket list of things I'm going to do subconsciously. I've decided to do before I die, presumably breathe being one of them. I'm going to breathe before I die. That's an ongoing project. I'm on an ongoing project to breathe, basically breathe for several decades, unless of course I have a sudden change in career unexpectedly in my 40s and become one of the first astronauts to go to Mars, in which case I won't be breathing there. I don't know how that works. Do they just stop breathing for 3 years? Do they have to learn how to hold their breath for very long periods? Maybe there's some technological way around it. I was watching the Mars landing thing coverage this morning on YouTube, a recording thereof, and they were saying, it's fantastic. They've got this freaking basically a flying crane based on. I used to watch a cartoon when I was a kid about a flying. Was it a butter crane? There's a crane with a stereotypical New York Jewish accent, and there was he was on the same program as that antelope thing. There was an antelope and a yellow crane bird. I don't know if they were in the same cartoon or on two different cartoons on the same show. It might have been called the Aardvark show or the butter crane show or something. I don't know, because you used to get these things. You get the Popeye show, where in the middle they'd have a cartoon that was completely unrelated to Popeye, and that would be added in there, like a freaking it's like fucking putting a bit of cat food in the middle of a curry. That's so surprised they don't do that around. Maybe they do that around here. I don't think much of the local chippers' ability to create curries, if you don't mind me, particularly curry chips. I used to live in a place. In fact, I used to live in a town that is now home of Ireland's gold medalist women's boxer Bray in County Wicklow. They had some of the finest curry chips known to man. What does that tell you? I don't know. Well, it tells you that in my opinion, they had good curry chips. Does that had anything to the debate? I don't know. What debate? There's no fucking debate about this. I never heard any debate about any of that. This is all original thought. Maybe there'll be a debate in the future. If it happens, it'll be as a result of my original thoughts here. You can't have a debate about an issue until you know that the issue exists. So I've just brought that issue to that. I bring the issues to the people and let the people do what they want with them, or do what they will, do what they can, or do what they will, do what they decide to do, or do what they decide subconsciously to do, which means they don't decide to do effectively, or they believe they don't decide to do, but they do decide to do, I suppose, depending on what way you look at it. There's lots of ways to look at it. There's more than, there's 1.0000001 ways to skin a cat, at least, if the old phrase, bollocks, I don't know. Anyway, on with the show. I know what you're thinking there, or rather, I don't. As a matter of, to be perfectly honest, I don't. No idea what you're thinking. Not a fucking psychic. Not a freaking, not a psychic. Maybe I should get a psychic. I should get a sidekick. That's what I should get. I have a sidekick here. I have a perfectly plausible sidekick. I have a cat puppet, glove puppet here. Although I would maintain it's not a glove puppet, because it's, when I put it on my hand, it extends all the way down to my elbow almost, which makes it more. A glove doesn't extend down to your elbow, or does it? Maybe it does. Well, the type of glove you'd use if you're a doctor and you're doing a particularly embarrassing investigation might go all the way down to your elbow, but that's a bit different from if you're doing that sort of thing when you're putting on a children's puppet show. That's not appropriate. So no, but one man's puppet is another man's half a diving suit. We have listeners who do diving here, I'm led to believe. We have listeners who go diving off the west coast of America land. They put under rubber, everything, not just rubber gloves, rubber everything. They cover themselves in an exoskeleton made of whatever rubber is made of. What's rubber made of? Is it made of? Oh yes, it grows on trees, if I remember rightly. Rubber grows on trees. Although if you found a rubber swimsuit on a tree, you'd be a bit worried. It would mean there being a great tidal wave of some sort. Although it wouldn't necessarily, I suppose. Maybe they'd start genetically modifying rubber plants so they grow ready-made rubber products. I suppose that's possible, or might be possible in the future, which means it is possible. I suppose it's possible that's a. Well, let's not get carried away. Or whoever it is I was talking about. Anyway, I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, Christ, he knows what I'm thinking. Well, you're not. You needn't worry about that. You're over worrying because I don't know what you're thinking. If I say I know what you're thinking, I'm counting on the chance that you're thinking, oh Christ, he knows what I'm thinking, which means it's not really psychicness at all. It's just an educated guess. Not really educated even, it's more a common sense based guess, based on my intelligence, which is about average, so don't worry. I'm not going to get too, I'm not going to figure out everything about you out, without even having psychic powers, so just fucking relax there, really. Don't be getting paranoid. Maybe take less drugs, that'll help. Stop taking so many drugs. Don't be smoking marijuana all day. Don't be drinking drinking coffee all night. Don't be pouring alcohol down your gullet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because there's more to life than drugging yourself up. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. Who's to say? But you won't be able to even think about or philosophize about that if you don't fucking give yourself a moment of whatever you call it, sobriety. Sobriety is the new getting drunk. That's what they say. That's what they might say. So I'm sure someone said at some time. They're bound to people come up with this stuff independently all the time. I'm sure someone somewhere has said at least once or twice that sobriety is the new getting drunk. They've probably said getting drunk is the new sobriety as well. Probably not the same people, but if two people say those two statements, do they cancel each other out? Is that how it works? I don't know. That's the way it should work. Whether it does work that way, I can't say. In a democracy, the two people saying two opposite statements should cancel each other out. We could save a lot of money like this. We should match up with people. When you're going to the voting station, don't go. Just pair up with someone who's voting the opposite of you, and both of you agree not to vote. Of course, you'll get some nimby, pamby, flamby people coming along then telling you, how dare you not vote? Who the hell do you think you are? It doesn't matter who I think I am. I know who I am. I don't need to go speculating about that sort of thing. In fact, it'll do no good. I am well aware of who I am. I'm Neal from Ireland, host of Into Your Head fucking podcast. What's that now? Oh, that's a notification. Someone retweeted me. Let's have a look at this, see what I said. I said, at Into Your Head pod, that's me. I said, the news is always full of stuff about celebrity deaths, but rarely reports when they are born. Overly negative. Well, that's very witty. I posted that last night while I was drunk. Absolutely fantastic. The me of the past is there still having an effect on Twitter away into the morning after being retweeted. Absolutely fucking fantastic, but a bit of a distraction if you don't mind me saying so. It doesn't matter, I suppose. I was pretty much done here. I'm running out of steam. As we explained earlier, I'm still firing up my engines. I'm not quite on full yokey thing yet, so don't panic. Anyway, hello, and welcome to the end of today's comeback episode. There'll be another one on Friday, except there won't be a comeback episode. Oh, will it be a comeback after my it'll be another comeback at 48 hours after this, I suppose. If you think of that as me going away, I don't think of that as I'm not going away. I'll be working on various items in the interim, including the next show. So it's hardly just because a podcaster puts out half an hour on a Wednesday and then half an hour on a Friday, that doesn't mean he's doing nothing for the 47 and a half hours in between. No. People seem to think that. They think, isn't it well for some? Half an hour 3 times a week. Well, fuck off, you cunt, if that's what you're thinking. For one thing, I have to feed 8 cats. I have to go downstairs and feed 8 cats. I'm still painting. We're still painting the house. Is that too? You probably might you might remember I was explaining that or was I? Did I explain? I probably did. I said we're painting the house. Well, we're painting the house. Still painting the fucking house. Paint everywhere. Absolutely. This isn't. I think we've established that this is going nowhere. Anyway, good morning.
Sit, Kofi, sit. Good cat.